There was times where I felt like I was running in a pair of blue homp pants. Hi folks, and welcome back to Run4Adventure. I'm Lloyd Purvis, your host. Hope everybody has had an amazing bank holiday weekend in the UK, and I hope you've all managed to get out in this glorious weather that we're having at the moment. Just before we get the review started, we just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who's bought merchandise off the website or has supported us on Patreon over the last couple of weeks. You know, we are super grateful, and to be quite honest, we are a little bit overwhelmed, so thank you very much, guys. Also, I quickly wanted to mention, in our previous video where we reviewed some awesome S-Lab apparel from Salomon, we also ran a competition, the Great Big Running Goodie Giveaway. Yep, it's a bit of a tongue twister, but if you haven't watched that video, I would definitely recommend going and checking it out and getting yourself entered into the competition. There is lots of great prizes up for grabs, so don't miss out. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let's dive into this review. Today's video is the third episode in a series of videos where we are looking at some of the coolest, the highest performing and the most technical running apparel on the marketplace. And today's brand is a British brand. It is a premium sportswear brand and it's called CASTORE. You might not have come across the brand before, but back in 2016, CASTORE was formed by the Beerhom brothers, Tom and Phil. They wanted to bring another level of performance to men's sportswear, and their mission was to create the lightest, the most durable, and the highest performing sportswear apparel in the marketplace. All their garments have been tested by elite athletes to make sure that they perform at the highest level. The brothers actually feel that the sportswear market has been dominated by mass-marketed brands over the years, and they want CASTORE to be a real premium alternative to these brands. Their products are developed and made in Europe using responsibly sourced EU fabrics. So let's go through and take a look at some of the items that we have been testing. The first item we're going to look at is the Huelva tee. It is a short sleeve running tee with a 3/4 zip on the front. It's made from CASTORE's super light performance fabric, which is designed for minimal drag, but also to target aeration, so to keep you cooler over longer distance. It's got ergonomically cut seams to ease movement and to alleviate any risk of rubbing and chafing, but also to give the tee a nice simple tailored look. So that is the short sleeve running top that we have been tested, but the next piece of kit that we've been running in is CASTORE's Jerez running short. The short retails in the UK at £65. It is a 4-inch running short. Like a lot of the products in CASTORE's range, it is a tailored fit to give you that weightless feel. It also has similar ergonomically designed seams like in the short sleeve tee to try and alleviate any rubbing or chafing. Comes with a really good sized zip back pocket for storage of keys, credit card, mobile phone. It also has a concealed drawstring at the front of the short to offer you optimum fit. So last but not least, we also managed to get hold of CASTORE's Eden 3/4 length zip jacket. The jacket retails in the UK at £130. It incorporates the unique NTPT carbon filament infused into this ultralight mesh, designed to give you a high level of durability and a supreme level of comfort against the skin. The jacket is put together using CASTORE's sonic bonded construction. The fabric offers a 4-way stretch. It has an extremely tailored cut to offer you that exceptional sporting fit. That's a quick insight into the products that we have been running in and testing over the last couple of weeks. But let's go through the positives and maybe some of the things that haven't quite worked out for us when it comes to running in the CASTORE apparel. So the first item we are going to talk about is the Huelva short sleeve tee. The first thing I've got to point out, this super light performance fabric from CASTORE, super plush. When you first put it on, it gives you this really sort of odd cooling feel. The fabric feels very silky against the skin. When it comes to the cut, I love the tailored cut of the t-shirt. It makes it very comfortable to run in. The ergonomically designed seams, I've had no issues with any rubbing or irritation. And with the weather being so hot in the UK at the moment, I've run it on some pretty hot days and it has been fine, even on the longer runs. I must say, compared to maybe some of the other tees that we've been testing, it does run a little bit warmer, I think, especially on them hot days. Obviously, having this 3/4 length zip was a real bonus. You know, I could unzip it and get a little bit more ventilation in, so a really nice feature. I must say, I've enjoyed my time, I've enjoyed the miles in the top. It is a well-developed, really good performing, comfortable piece of running apparel. Okay, let's move on to the shorts. So, the Jerez short, again, like the tee, the fabrics used, very, very soft, very comfortable, very breathable against the skin. So you get a very similar feel like you do in the top, that sort of cool sensation when you put them on. Seams, they're ergonomically designed seams. I've had no issues with rubbing or chafing, even on the longer runs, and I did them longer runs in some pretty hot weather as well. So the shorts have definitely performed well when it comes to the fabric and the fit. Also on the back, we've got a really good sized storage pocket with a zip. A lot of pockets on shorts nowadays can be a bit too small and you can't fit a lot in them, but you could probably fit a good sized mobile phone in that pocket if you wanted to. The drawstring, I must say the drawstring in the short is probably the poshest drawstring I've ever seen in a running short. Real attention to detail, but it does offer that sort of more personalised fit as well. On a personal note, I tend to do a lot of my running in a 5-inch short, and even though the Jerez short is a 4-inch short, it felt a lot shorter than that. It felt like I was running in a 3-inch short. Because it's very tailored, like a lot of the items in CASTORE's range, it's quite skimpy. You know, there was times where I felt like I was running in a pair of blue hot pants. The other thing is there is no internal brief or internal liner, which I find quite odd when it is a running short. A lot of guys running, they don't want to wear a brief, they just want to put their running shorts on and use that internal liner. You can't do that with this short. So if you like that feel in your running shorts, you'd then have to maybe go and purchase a running brief or something to go underneath, which is just adding to the cost. And this short coming in at £65 is already quite expensive. If you ran it without an internal short, I don't think it would leave a lot to the imagination, to be honest. They are very skimpy. Obviously, if you like a super short short and you like that sort of no short feel and that weightless feel, then I dare say you would love running in the Jerez short. That's how we felt about running in the Jerez short, but last and definitely not least, let's move on to the Eden 3/4 length zip jacket. So where do I start with this jacket? The first thing I am going to talk about is how it feels when you first put it on. This has to be one of the best fitting, most comfortable pieces of clothing I've ever put on my body. And that's not just running kit, that is any clothing. This fabric, and I don't know whether it comes down to the fact that it's carbon infused, but when you put it on, it is super, super plush, very special against the skin. It has that cooling property like a lot of their items have. It's a very odd sensation to explain without putting it on, but it does feel quite amazing. Also, when we talk about the fit and the tailored fit of this jacket, it feels quite heavy, feels quite dense when you first pick it up, and then you put it on, and it's like the jacket has vanished. It's like you're not wearing a jacket, and that has to come down to the fit and the cut. I remember once, many years ago, when I had a suit tailor-made for me. I only did it once because it cost a fortune, but I can remember going to pick it up, and the day I went to pick it up, and the first time I put it on, it just felt amazing. This jacket comes very close to that feel. It really does feel like CASTORE have made this jacket for me. The fit is amazing. I'm sure by now you can tell I am a massive fan of this jacket. Out of all the items that we have been testing and running in while we've been doing these reviews, this really stands out to me. It was the item that probably shocked me the most. I thought I wasn't going to get on with it. I put it on and it just blew my mind how comfortable and how well it fitted. What I would say is the weather would have to be quite cold for me to run in it, you know, in a winter's morning, something like that, perfect, or go into a race, warming up for a race, or putting on after a race. It would really work well in that environment. I would say if you're unsure about what I'm saying, if when the shops reopen, if you can get to a shop that stocks CASTORE and you can try one of these jackets on, I really would recommend it. Yes, it retails at £130, but I think once you put it on and felt the feel of the fabric against the skin and how it fits your body, it really is worth every penny of that £130 price point. So that is the 3 items that we have been testing from CASTORE. But let's wrap this review up with a quick conclusion. It's my first experience of CASTORE as a brand and I've been really impressed. I love their attention to detail, that's for sure. And I also love the way the kit is super technical, but it looks quite smart and it looks quite understated in its design. The way their fabrics feel against the skin and that specific tailored fit you get from their garments, you really can tell they are a premium sportswear brand. The Hawelva tee has run really well. It feels great, super plush against the skin. The ergonomically designed seams, again, very comfortable. The fit of the top, I've had no issues with chafing, rubbing or any irritation, and we've run it in some pretty warm conditions. I would say I would choose to run it in cooler conditions, you know, an early morning run or winter conditions. It has run just a little bit warmer than some of the other tops that we've been testing. When it comes down to the Jerez shorts, again, super light, very breathable, perform really well. They really give you that sort of weightless feel when it comes to your running shorts. Again, I personally think it would really benefit from an internal liner or an internal brief. I think it'd just make it cross over to a lot more runners, and it might make it a bit more practical when it comes down to fit and comfort. Obviously, the standout item for me has to be this Eden jacket. You know, the way this feels on, the fit, the feel against your skin with that fabric, the attention to detail, everything about it is pretty amazing. I really can't fault it on anything. Within the CASTORE range, it's not a running specific jacket, it's a sort of crossover jacket. So whether you're running, playing tennis, going to the gym, or just wearing it as a casual jacket, it will really cross over to all them things extremely well. It doesn't happen very often, but every now and again you'll put on an item of running kit, whether it be shoes, a pack, or running clothing, and it just really amazes you how it feels. And this jacket has to be one of them items. To be honest, I'm actually waiting for it to get a bit cooler outside so I can wear it a bit more. It's really good to see a British brand developing really well thought out, highly technical, well designed sportswear and producing it in Europe using responsibly sourced EU fabrics. Good on you, CASTORE. The CASTORE range is pretty extensive and they don't just do running apparel, they also do golf clothing, and you might recognise the logo if you follow tennis because they actually sponsor the legend that is Andy Murray. So if you want to find out any more about the brand or their range, we have left a link in the description. Please click that link and check it out. CASTORE's best selling item is actually the Garcia hoodie, which, believe it or not, is a waterproof hoodie using some very technical fabric. It's a very posh looking hoodie. It looks really smart but super practical and it's definitely worth having a look. That is a wrap on episode 3 in our short series about running apparel. I really hope you've enjoyed the review on the CASTORE brand. I hope if you hadn't heard of it before, it's brought it to your attention. If you did, don't forget, give us a big thumbs up. We really appreciate that. And come along, subscribe to the channel and join the ever-growing Run4Adventure family. As always, guys, we want you to get involved, so get busy in the comments below. Have you run in the CASTORE brand before? How did you find it? Did you find it perform really well? Do you think it's a bit overpriced? Have you run or worn that Eden jacket and were you blown away like I was? Get them in the comments below. Like we said at the beginning of the review, guys, a massive thanks to everyone who has gone on the website and bought merchandise over the last few days. This is one of the t-shirts on there. It comes in lots of different colorways. We've also got another design. So if you want to help the channel out, go and check out the merchandise on run4adventure.uk. Also, we've got a Patreon page now, and to be honest, the support on there has been amazing over the last few weeks, but there's lots of things on offer if you become a patron. One, you get a very exclusive window sticker. Oh yeah, no expense spared. You also can get a 10% discount code for the merch store, and there's lots of other benefits like exclusive content and exclusive merchandise. So go along to Patreon and check us out. Also, guys, don't forget to follow us on our other social media platforms, whether it be Instagram, Facebook or Strava. Like I said at the beginning of the review, go and check our previous video out where we reviewed the Salomon S-Lab apparel. Get entered into the great big running goodie giveaway. Don't miss out, guys. There is some awesome prizes up for grabs. And as always at Run4Adventure, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support, guys. Stay safe and keep on running! Cheers.